Hello everybody and welcome to BWTales print number 43. The print I decided to show you this week is this. And this is the kitchen in my grandparents' house on my father's side. There's another picture in the BWTales from the same subject and the same days, and you can check it here. I took these pictures before we sold the house. I wanted to have a memory of the place. And this image jumped to my mind, and when I was choosing the image for this week, just came to me for many reasons. The first one is that I love this picture. I mean, I love how the light interact with the rooms and the matter and all this kind of thing. So it's something that I really like, the picture in itself. And the second is that 2 days ago was what in the USA you call Halloween. Here we call the Death's Day, but it's a day that we were used to. First of all, it's the day to celebrate and remember the people that we lost, but it was also for us a day that we were used to go in my father town, visit the cemetery, and in the same occasion usually go to check out my grandparents' house and see the status of the house and all this kind of thing. So it's very connected and made me kind of nostalgic. The second thing is that we are now in a strange moment in Italy. We have this socialist or worse communist government in charge, and they are so stupid, and they are using the COVID to grab more and more power. They are doing things that have no sense at all, but they are doing that anyway. So we don't know one day from the other what we will be able to do in the future. It's They are talking about curfew, they are talking about lockdowns again, they are talking about all these kind of things. And basically we have no idea if we will be able to, if Italy will be able to survive or not. And the survival things is something that for me is very connected to this series of images. A lot of the stories I heard about my grandparents, about their house and these kind of things were about survival. My father, he was born in 1926, my mother in 1930. I have not the same quantity of stories from my mother because they moved from one town to another, and they didn't have their own place, so they were not able to bring with them all the objects and all the things that create, memory and occasion to talk about the past. On my father's side, they had their own house, and and they were maniac of preservation of everything. They kept everything. So we have this school books from the late 1800s when my grandmother went to the elementary school. We have all these kind of things, but all these objects were a way to start to talk about the situation, about a lot of memories. So my father had the opportunity to tell us a lot of stories, and most of the stories were about survival, were about the period that was starting when they understood what fascism was really doing, and so that moment to the end of the Second World War, when Italy was really in a big crisis, and the matter was to survive, to eat, to have a roof, to heat the house, and all those kind of things. And the survival mode is something that was deep in my father, and it transmitted to me and my sister, but is something that he used when he built the house where I live in right now, that is on the market for sale for now. We will see in the next days if we can still continue to dream and go on, or we have to switch to survival mode and just preserve what we have. But the this is the story of survival. And I looked at this picture, and the first thing that jumped to my mind was the wood oven. That is something that is essential to survive. And I was talking with my sister a couple of days ago about the house and these kind of things, and we were thinking, yeah, it's if everything got screwed up, this is a place where you can survive, because we have, for example, at least 6 chimneys where we can put fireplaces and wood ovens and things to heat the house with wood. Something that is not common in the house, because, for example, a lot of people now in the kitchen, they have the pipes for the kitchen that are in plastic, so you cannot use it with something as an oven. It's a wood oven. So this house was designed and built by my father with the survival in his mind, and we have that. We have some garden, so we can do as his father did, to cultivate vegetables, produce sugar, cultivate tobacco, have small animals like chicken and rabbits, and so on. And this survival mode is something that starts with the stupid things that the Italian government is doing. And there's another thing that is going on this week and is going on today, is that there will be the most important vote in the Western history. Today the USA will decide if they want to stay on the path of free market and capitalism, or if they want to go on the socialist path. And for me, this is probably most important day of my life, most important elections of my life, because if socialism will triumph also in the USA, basically I think we are screwed, and I will have for sure to cancel all my projects, all my dreams, all my plans, and switch to survival mode. And I'm lucky, because thanks to this house that preserve all the memories and let my parents, let my father survive, let my grandparents survive, I have a lot of knowledge and a lot of things that arrived to me about survival when the shit really hits the fan. And that's the thing. So this is the image, and really, I don't know what the future will bring. I never been in a more uncertain moment in my life. It's really everything is following irrationality and is out of our hands. We have towns in lockdown because someone decided that, and with not real excuse. We have cases of COVID again in my town, but then you look and everybody is almost asymptomatic. Even in nursery homes, in assisted living facilities, they didn't have many problems. They have cases, but with not much symptoms. So that's a thing. But still, they are closing down everything. My girlfriend was talking with his aunt-in-law a couple of days ago, and she's in an assisted living facility. She's probably 80 and more years old, and she was telling it's 8 months that I'm here alone in a room, and she got COVID a few days ago. She tested positive to COVID, and the only thing she had was a little bit of fever for a day and nothing more. And she has cancer, she has other problems, and she's there alone. Now with the COVID, she cannot even receive the care for her other problems. So she cannot have the care, the weekly injection and things that she has for her eyes, so she will probably go blind in a few weeks. And this just for something that in a person 8 years old with already cancer and everything, it gave not more than a day with fever. So that's the problem. And This is, we don't know if the government tomorrow decide that we have to die in a way, we will do. She actually is condemned to death by that. When you have socialism power, the essence of socialism is that there must be someone that decide everything for you, and so you cannot even have the freedom to decide how to die. I remember one of the first day of the first moments of COVID at the beginning in March. I was in a line out of the tobacco shop, and there was a lady that she was 97, if I remember correctly, and a guy told her, "Why don't you stay at home? You are at risk." And she looked at him, was, "What the fuck? I was born in an era without antibiotics, without penicillin. I survived almost every illness. I survived a lot of things. I survived the World War II. I survived all these times, and I'm here now, 97, and I have to close myself in my house and stop to live because I risk to die. Every day I have is a gift for me, and at my age, you are happy if you wake up in the morning and you know that an excuse to die will arrive, and I will not close myself in the house and stop to live because I risk to die." So that was the answer. But right now, is with socialism power, you cannot even have that choice. They are talking about taking everybody that is over 70 years old and put them in, lock them in the house. And so this is the problem, and this is that we don't know what will happen tomorrow. And I have no idea what will happen today, because usually when Europe screwed up, there was on the other side, there was the USA ready to keep the idea of freedom and to defend the idea of freedom and to come here and help us from our bad choices. But most of all, we had this place that we could look at, this ideology that we could see, yeah, it's working, it's there. If also the USA go on the socialist way, everything will be lost. And yes, and I will have to change all my plans, and I will have to go in survival mode. And I don't know what that will mean. I just know that I'm very, very anxious. So, this said, I already talked too much. So, this said, if you want to see the original image, as usual, go to my website. There's the link down there in the description and check the original image. If you like the video, put a like. If you don't like it, let me know why and we can discuss for hours. And as usual, keep creative, stay free and vote free, and have a lot of fun. See you next week, hoping that my dream will still be